guess we can read it. Has anyone who wants a submissive woman ever found happiness with one that isn't? So my 34 female boyfriend, 34 male, has a history with a previous marriage where he was sexually neglected to the point it's a genuine trauma now. Since then, he's pursued submissive women and almost exclusively open relationships or friends with benefits, so he feels in control of getting sex. If one woman isn't in the mood or available, he had others he could reach out to. When we met, I made it clear I only date in monogamous relationships. He pursued me and ended things with everyone else because he found an emotional connection with me he didn't have with his friends with benefits. I have asked him if he can be happy with me when I'm not a submissive woman. I have a career, whereas the woman he dated and his previous wife didn't work. He provided everything. I make significantly more money than him, which he has mentioned several times bothers him. Yet when I ask if he can truly be happy with me, he tells me it's nice to not have the weight of having to provide solely on his shoulders. It's nice to have a woman that's so intelligent, someone with drive and ambition, and that he absolutely fell in love with how I put myself through graduate school and have accomplished everything on my own. Yet we have arguments all the time if I ever say anything that isn't 100% praising him. On Monday, I told him I wanted salad for dinner. He made soup full of carbs, and I praised him for how delicious it was and left it at that. On Tuesday, he made burritos. I ate one, told him it was really good. It was, but that I'm dieting, and it's not on my diet. It's been days, and he won't look at me because he says I told him that he was wrong in cooking for me. I never did, and have told him at least 24 times, no exaggeration, since then that I don't think he's wrong, and rejected his act of service for me. And he thinks I'm guilting him because I reminded him that I've been telling him for 4 months that I'm dieting. Edit. I'm starting to lose hope here. He's now upset because we aren't having sex. It's been 4 days. But we aren't having sex because he won't even look at me. Says he wants me to initiate it when he's mad to get him out of the funk. But the last time he was mad at me, I got on top of him and offered him a blowjob, and he refused because he was mad at me. So this relationship is a lose-lose, I guess. Yeah. And then the update. We broke up. He kept asking for sexual things that he knows I'm semi-uncomfortable with, but I agreed to try. Then he insisted he should be able to have sex with me even at 2 a.m. if he wakes up horny, even if I'm asleep. When I said no, he said it won't work out because he won't be made to feel guilty because he got horny in the middle of the night. And I told him that wanting my basic needs met, like sleeping, is not guilting him, and I'm done as well. So that's the backstory.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, girl. You already broke up with him. Don't get married to him when he's trying to put in the prenup that he can, like, oh my gosh.
How
Is
are
he going
they?
to put in the prenup that he can have sex with you in the middle of the night even if you don't want to? Like, that's just so weird.
How are they back together?
How is it so that you broke up with him literally less than 2 months ago and now you guys are engaged, making a prenup? Like, what happened?
I know.
Did he just show up on your doorstep and is like, I'm sorry, here's a ring, get married to me? And you're like, oh my gosh, yes.
I like this comment. He sounds like he needs therapy, and then she responds, I would agree, but he says therapy was invented to trick gullible women, so that will never happen. Oh my gosh.
What? To trick gullible women? That's kind of insane.
It's kind of ironic that he's gullible enough to think that.
Someone said, leave. My God, I read your other post about the prenup. This man is not stable.
Yeah.
So we all came here from that post.
I'm like getting to the point where this story and the other story combined is like getting too ridiculous. I'm like losing my head.
I mean, it's pretty obvious here. Don't get married to him. He sounds insane. He needs to go to therapy to figure out his issues with sex and why he thinks he's deserving to have it all the time. Either way, that prenup would not hold up in court. And so even if you do get married to him, and you get divorced because you probably will with a guy like this. Well, he's already divorced,
Yeah,
so
he's it's not his first time.
yeah. Um, yeah, just don't get married to him. And yeah, I think that's all we gotta say for this
I'm so
one.
done with this story. I'm like, it's this girl. Why are you still with him? What happened? Why'd you go? Why'd you slide back?
Yeah, what makes him so amazing that you went back to him?